So, in what might be one of the longest delays in between new betas, finally has come to an end. Apple just dropped on a random Friday release iOS 18.4 Beta 1, and I know a lot of you guys have been waiting impatiently to get this, ourselves included. There's been a lot of rumors about what might be included here, mainly surrounding Apple Intelligence and a better, more improved version of Siri. Having said all that, we also did just hear recently that some of these features could be delayed now until 18.5 just because they were running behind schedule and there's a lot of bugs that were discovered. This beta alone, per Mark Grumman, has been delayed as it was. It was supposed to drop back on Tuesday of this week. Needless to say, all that's in the past. We're here today with Beta 1. Let's jump into it, take a look at the build number, and see what stands out for what is new here. If you guys missed it, iOS 18.3 was more of a behind-the-scenes improvement fix. There were not a lot of new Apple Intelligence features, so this carries some heavy weight. Let's jump into it. So iOS 18.4 Beta 1 just finished installing, and as we typically do for a new install, let's do a temperature check on the device. It has actually been sitting for about 4 or 5 minutes since the install finished, and you can tell again, just like 18.3.1, it is actually staying a little warm and then gradually getting a little warmer. So Apple still has some heat disbursement questions here about new devices, but we'll go ahead and set that down and get to the more exciting information here. First things first, with this latest beta, it did come in at 7.72 gigabytes, and it did take a good 15 minutes just to even prepare for upload. And then total, it took about 25 minutes to get installed. Nothing crazy by any means. It is a big install, as is all new betas, but I just wanted to let you guys know that. Jumping right into settings, general, and about, 18.4 Beta 1 currently has a build number of 22E5200S. So this S indicates this has a long ways to go. If you're new to Apple betas, the closer it gets to the beginning of the alphabet, the more likely you are to a release. This obviously is nowhere close, even though Apple has confirmed that this will be launching in early April. So we are expecting a final release around April 7th or 14th, but we'll talk about that here in a minute. Beyond the actual build number check, let's jump right into battery health and talk about that, since we are quite a few betas in to iOS 18 now, and you can see luckily our battery health is still hovering at 100%. Since we're talking about batteries, even we had 159 cycles there, I want to go ahead and talk about one other thing here, and that's battery intelligence. That's been rumored for a while, and I, at a quick glance here, have not seen anything for battery intelligence yet, unfortunately. I even brought one of our power banks here, one of these new Anker 10Ks, and I'm just going to attach it on the back, and you can see you have your typical animation, but no time to full charge, unfortunately, at the bottom. That is still missing here. So we know this build has been delayed. Mark Grumman made a point to let us know this was supposed to come out earlier in the week due to engineering reasons. I'm actually concerned that they released this on a Friday in case there are going to be other issues with this, but hopefully nothing will be too pressing. One thing we are getting is Apple Intelligence in more languages now. There's a slew of new languages you'll be getting, and it should be available in new locations too. So you'll get French, German, Italian, Portuguese, Spanish, Japanese, Korean, Chinese, and some others with 18.4, which is very good to see. Obviously, you do have some different Siri voices and all of that as well, and your languages can now be changed with a couple more variations here as well. Now, there were a lot of other hopes here that were announced. I don't know if we'll see it here, but one of the big ones is with the action button, and this kind of came out with the new iPhone 16e, but there should now be a new control if you have a 15 or 15 Pro Max to basically be able to control camera control here. So the phones without camera controls, Visual Intelligence now will have a new icon similar to all of these other ones that we're swiping through, and you will be able to select that one now as a way to activate that on devices without, well, this baby right here, since it's unique and just on the iPhone 16 and the 16 series devices. Aside from that too, Unfortunately, there's nothing else new here with Siri that we're seeing at a very quick glance. No new settings here. We don't know if its contextual awareness is here like it's supposed to be. We're supposed to have that and smarter Siri in general with on-screen awareness, contextual awareness, and in-app actions. Nothing is showing or standing out to see if you want to opt in or out or even take advantage of those. So unfortunately, that might not even be in this first beta yet, which was one of the bigger things we were anticipating to see here with 18.4. Hopefully, we will see changes and updates to notification summaries. We know about all of those ongoing struggles that Apple has had with that and the false headlines and summaries that you were getting. Hopefully, that will have an update. And also, what we were expecting to see here, as in most recent zero point 0.4 releases, is new emojis. So as you can see here, this is from 9 to 5 Max image, but we're anticipating seeing quite a few new emojis here: a fingerprint, a face with bags under its eyes, a harp, a root vegetable, a leafless tree, splatter, and a shovel. Let's see if those are actually here. I haven't looked yet. Oh, but you can see, look at this. Apple has made the Genmoji logo a little bigger over here and actually explaining what it is instead of just the smiley face with a plus sign. So let's go ahead and just put fingerprint here. And you can see no fingerprint emoji here. Let's try harp. Nothing. But it is asking or letting you know you can create a new emoji here. And obviously, as it has been with all these other demos, we're going to have to download support for Genmoji. It'll take a little while. You guys know what it looks like at this point, so I'm not too worried about this right now. But now you guys know at least the new emojis don't seem to be available just yet in here. Let's quickly look at the feedback app and see if that has been opened and updated. Apple has been kind of stagnant on that. It looks like it's not here yet either. Yeah. So unfortunately, nothing new here. But also, it's kind of questionable. What took this beta so long to come out when Apple has had so long since the prior beta, since 18.3.1, to not have a ton of new features? There could be a ton under the hood that we're just not seeing yet. But at least in a quick glance and jumping around, everything does seem to be operating as you would expect here. We do also have watchOS. New beta coming out for that. It would not download until you actually had the new beta installed. So we will get 11.4 here going. And matter of fact, I'll go ahead and take our watch off right now and put it on its charger so we can go ahead and get that ready to go as soon as it finishes downloading. So we'll let watchOS 11.4 get installed, but Apple did also announce that Apple Vision Pro is now getting a guest mode, and there will be a new Apple Vision Pro app where you can manage your apps and all of that. Vision OS is probably the most exciting update that they dropped today. With 2.4, you are now going to get a ton of Apple Intelligence features here, so that will be good to see. We might actually do a separate video on that. We don't usually talk about Vision Pro. We do have one, but we'll debate about that here in a minute. Anyways, as far as release timing goes for this was a weird one. It's obviously near the end of February on a Friday release. I would anticipate the whole next week we will not get a new beta. And then I would expect us to get a next beta around the 3rd, possibly the 4th, at the very latest the 10th or 11th. And then even if they just will release weekly updates from then on the 17th and 24th, this only gives us a few extra full weeks before Apple's promise to have this released in full by the 7th or 14th, or technically, like they said, the beginning of April. So not too much to see just yet. Hopefully that'll be coming, guys. Let us know what you think about 18.4. Are you excited? Hopefully beta 2 will have even more information in it and new changes. But for now, that's what we're looking at. Let us know in the comments what you think. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.